Hey guys, it's Alicia here. If you watched this vlog before, you probably know that I can speak Chinese language and I speak English in most of my vlogs. So you probably consider me as a bilingual person. Yes, I am. In fact, I'm probably a multilingual person. I'm not here to show off how many languages that I know, but I'm here to share with you my experience as a person who knows more than one language. So ever since I'm in the UK, besides the questions where I come from, what's my first language probably is the most popular questions that I got asked from friends. I change my answer from time to time because I got confused. What's my first language? My sister and me consider ourselves as native Mandarin speaker because we do quite well in Mandarin and we are very comfortable using Mandarin to express ourselves. But here's the thing, our parents is not native Mandarin speaker. In fact, I never heard my dad speak Mandarin in my entire life, but he can definitely speak like other Chinese dialects such as Cantonese, Hakka and Hokkien, and he can speak English and Malay really well. As for my mom, although I can speak Mandarin with her, but her pronunciation is a bit off. She can speak Cantonese, Malay, English fluently. And let's consider all the Chinese dialect that I mentioned just now has one language, which is Chinese language. So by now you know that I grew up in a family with parents who are multilingual. Growing up, I spoke to my mom in Cantonese, my dad in Hakka, my sister in Mandarin. And because my mom speaks English really well, so some days she will speak to us in English whenever, wherever she wants, as long as she feels like it on that day, she will speak to us in English. Probably now you will ask question, do you guys understand each other saying when you guys speak different languages or different dialect? The answer is yes. And if you think that is complicated, you are wrong, because I haven't even included my national language, which is Malay, in my conversations with friends, and some machi-pachi. That is my informal language educations from home. As for my formal education, which is in school, it is compulsory for me to learn 3 languages, which is English, Malay and Mandarin, as young as I was in preschool. That's how I learned my Mandarin, although my parents do not know Mandarin well. When I was in school, I learned maths and science in English and Mandarin, history and economics in Mandarin and Malay. So you probably will ask, aren't they teaching the same thing? Well, it depends, but even though they are the same thing, for example history, a same incident, a same event, but because of the unique of the languages of describing and expressing the event, sometimes it kind of like influence you the way that you think about it and give you a different perspective about the same event. In my life, I met a lot of people who are bilingual or multilingual, and a lot of time a bilingual person or multilingual person will mix their languages in a sentence. You know what I mean if you're one of them. So in my day-to-day conversations with my parents, my sister, or my friends, we can definitely mix up, all the languages in a sentence. For example, Alicia, you dah makan? Usually I will reply, belum, you want tapau? You are definitely confused now because I just mixed up 3 languages in this conversation. Let me break it down for you. Alicia, you dah makan? Dah makan, it's a Malay word. This sentence just means, Alicia, have you eaten? The next sentence, belum, it just means not yet in Malay. Tapau, it means takeaway in Chinese language. In this entire conversation, it just means, Alicia, have you eaten? And then I reply, not yet, you want some takeaway. That's simple. You probably ask questions why we want to mix languages in one sentence. First of all, because we can. It is just simple and easier for us to just borrow another word from another language to another. So for example, it's just common and easier for me to say tapau instead of take away. I can't tell you why it's much easier for me. I guess because of the brain. Secondly, because we know the people around us know what we talk about. I will only say this to all my Malaysian friends because I know that they will completely understand what I'm talking about. As for now, you know that I know 3 languages and you will think that I have the easiest time for traveling, which is true, and I can watch film without subtitle, which I still prefer to watch film with subtitle. Yeah, that's probably the most obvious advantage that you can think of. FYI, a bilingual or multilingual person can delay the onset Alzheimer's disease. From time to time, there is monolingual person will come up to me and tell me that you must be smart because you know so many languages. Let's clear that up. Knowing more than one language doesn't mean and direct translate a multilingual or bilingual person is smarter than a monolingual person, but it does make the brain more healthy, more complex, and more actively engaged because it has a stronger brain activity. One of the explanations will be the constant switching language back and forth is providing the exercise to the brain. Yep, I hope you enjoyed this video, and some of you might not have the privilege or the environment to learn a second language when you were a kid, but we can do it now as an adult. We might not pick up as fast as a child does, but with the technology, consistency, and persistency of learning a new language, we can definitely do it. And yes, I do plan to pick up a new language, which probably gonna be Korean or French. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!